deliver my speech under the title Madrasah Education for the Globalization Era. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a student of madrasah. And so, are you right?
Yes.
As we know, madrasah is an education institution that has an important role for Indonesia. Why did I say this? Because madrasah can create a generation that has a wide insight and still has a high sense of nationalism. Madrasah was considered paltry as an education institution, but year by year, madrasah has got recognition by society and now got more attention of it. Madrasah now is progressing to be a modern education institution that based on Islam and teach its students a general education and Islamic education. Globalization brought so many progress to the world. Because globalization, our technology and communication, transportation, information, also education field are getting sophisticated. Now, does globalization always bring advantages for us? No, globalization can also bring disadvantages for us. Globalization caused a re-intercommunity, so it could make our generation moral be damaged. So now we could say that globalization has a positive and negative impacts to us. So now on, in this topic, what should madrasah education do to keep its existence for holding on in this globalization era? There are some requirements that must be filled by an individual for holding on in this globalization era. First is the basics. It means mastering on basic knowledge in mathematics, science, social, and language. Second is learning capability. It means our ability for learning formal and informal order. Third, having a basic ability for using technology. Fourth, having an entrepreneurship soul. And then last is having work ethics that can be realized. And for having an individuals like that, it is a main duty that should be done by our madrasah education. So to support madrasah to create an individuals like that, I think our madrasah education should be corrected. Some correction my first is ranking its students for each class. From 50 students become 25 until 30 students only. Second is having a school library. Third is having a school tuition and counseling. And last is repairing our teacher in classroom salary. So the teacher would teach us optimally and professionally. But also, to complete this, our madrasah should still have a various problem. Some are maybe the fund limitation, or the curriculum system, or the quality of the teacher in every field they elaborate. Ladies and gentlemen, since our madrasah been enthused by society, I think our madrasah should adopt a modern education system and keep what exists also equipped with facilities that support students' learning and students' teaching. Also, madrasah should operate a program called English Daily. It means every teachers and students are speaking in English at school. A good ability for speaking foreign language in this globalization era is needed. Because in this globalization era, we are demanded to expand our intercommunity and recognize other culture nation. So communication is the most important way to expand our intercommunity. So we must know how to communicate with other nations, at least using English as an international language. And therefore, in some madrasas, also not only give English cognition, but also more than that, foreign language cognition should be taught by our madrasah education. For example, is Arabic, Mandarin, Japanese, French, or German to be taught at earlier grade. Ladies and gentlemen, madrasah is being featured in general schools. Why? Because madrasah provides students by the Islamic education better than general schools do. And madrasah provides students by the general education like the general schools do. The problem that still be faced with our madrasah education is the quality of our general education is still low. Or the general education given to us by madrasah is different like the general schools do. And this is maybe madrasah is unconsciously about how important education to its students for holding on in this globalization era. So before it's too late, I think madrasah should give more attention to the quality of our general education. As an education institution which prepares the next generation for the future, madrasah is being hoped to be able to create graduates who are capable enough to rule at all sectors of nation, including science and technology, while science and technology are to be learned in general education. And last, I hope madrasah will create the next generation for the future who are capable enough to rule at all sectors of nation and hold its existence in this globalization era. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough for the speech I could deliver to you. Thank you for nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, to maintain the competition with the other institutions, here you focus that the madrasah should increase the English teaching. Yes. So far, what does your school do to improve your English competence? Thank you.
Thank you for the question given to me. My answer is, in my madrasah, one Lampung have a lesson English is 2 hours in 1 week, but we also have a LEC, it means Language Education Center. We also learning English 2 hours again for a week, and then in 10th grade we learning English again in our heading for the majority is lintas minat. We learning English 3 hours, so we have about 7 hours for learning English in a week.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next question from me. Only one question. You write here that the problem that still be faced with our madrasah is the general education quality is still low.